Go ahead and rewind it. Watch the two. Notice when it goes backwards. It's all moving in circles and cycles. Rewind your time and go back. Firstly, everything is mind. The all is mind. The universe is mental. You can think this thought. You can think that thought. You can go many different ways on the seas of your eternity, but it's all mental. So take into account the little ones. Like you have a theory about autism, how to reach out to the ones on a different channel. Take into account what channel they're on. It's literally the children in the Iron Mask. Like they are some of the most beautiful people within themselves, but they got locked inside their body within the mask. They never fully came to the outside to show their face. The Iron Mask having metal introduced to the system and how that leaches into the system. Iron, copper, the various things. Sometimes perceptions get wonky inside the decisions that the people make and they end up stuck within themselves. It's like playing Diablo or Dynasty Warriors or Devil May Cry. It's you being your character and stepping into a world like WoW. It's an MMORPG, right? You're being your character, going around doing your things. I know a child who has autism, a friend of mine, that sits there and is like, but slowly, as he's getting older, he's coming more to the outside world, and I can see him stabilizing and coming here. You have to know how to be your Sephiroth, how to be your biggest and baddest self before you enter into someone else's mind. There are many ways that are possible to bring someone back, but now that I think about it, this technique might be a little bit too dangerous for someone who's just seeking. I'll say this, inside of the old temples, we used to bring those in who were lost, those who were lords, and we would go hand in hand and put ourselves together and have our other hands touching someone else so that they can pull us back. And we would go into another person to make sure to try to pull them out. This was a technique that was used. Watching my things over time, you may come to understand how we all dream together, but I will not say much more than that. I chose a really long video format for this. I thought this would be a lot longer, guys, but honestly, this is one of the things that I'm deciding not to speak on. See, guys, even sometimes I surprise myself. I did not expect that I was going to get there and be like, yeah, no, we're not going to go into that process specifically. It's like, if you really think about it, you can figure it out. It's not too hard. But I'm not going to give that out until like an open forum. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just going to stop. I keep on having words popping up that I'm like, it's this. And like, no, don't say it. It's so ridiculous. It's possible to pull them back, but, you know, times, people, things. It's about going back to the creator and meeting him first. And then we figure out how to solve all the major things. People locked inside their heads, inside their worlds. They're doing things, they're there, but they're not. They're technically still part of the kingdom of heaven. Because the kingdom of heaven looks kind of crazy. And like they made decisions, and so like, or someone else made a decision for them that locked them in. The Iron Mask, you know, the happy go-go juice that people use. So various things happen. It's in eternity, all decisions must be acknowledged in order for them to be real, in order for real actions to come forward on how we do things. your actions, every single last one of them, and how you recognize what you've done before and how you choose to move forward. All of this adds together to make you become you. In the end, it's all a story that's being told, and that's a part of their story. We'll be able to pull them out inside of time. What you need to focus on is getting back to the creator and your understanding and that whole thing. I have theories too on how we can like help them. Dreamings. I have various techniques that I've been thinking of, but there's still the external things going on that must be handled first. Look at that. I got like white stuff coming out of my eyes. You know, I sit here and talk about like DMT and the remnants of it that comes out, like the milk and the honey from heaven falls down and it leaks out of your eyes. It's a thing. Little kids get that stuff. When's the last time that you had like the white stuff on the outside of your eyes? All that I can really say is that there's a way that we can reach them all together, and we will find the way. But first, we have kind of some things on the exterior world that we need to clean up and, you know, tell a story, tell, do things, be characters, live in our immortality, exist. The longer you do it, the more you synchronize in with it, and the more you realize what the fuck it means. That's another path that you can take to get to immortality. Guess what? You will always exist. No longer do you go off and become someone else and reincarnate. You are you, and you will remember everything. You are infinite. Mark Wahlberg, wasn't it? Okay, it's a movie. This is what the movie is about. You will die and get back up over and over again and remember who you are. You'll keep on going back and eventually like, mankind can't be changed. Oh my god, go crazy, want to destroy everything. Like the bad guy. Does he win? Watch the movie to find out. Eventually you realize when you keep on dying and coming back in different bodies, why? Why don't I just like be an actual character and be myself? Like be me, honor me, 100% about myself, but also I can be 100% about everybody else and like learn all the cool things I would in my other lives while still being me and knowing what's up. And just going out there doing things. It's easier to do it when you're a full grown adult than it is when you're a little kid. Our brains stop developing at 25 for a reason. You can go ahead and 25. Oh, I wake up at 25. Why do I have to like go back to being little? I already know the truth once you've gotten there and gone deep enough inside yourself. They say if you've been friends with someone for 7 years, like you'll be friends with them for a lifetime. So a long time to immortal until they die. Like it's a thing. So it takes 7 years to know someone else and truly see them. 25 plus 7 equals 32, right? That's how long it should take for you to know yourself. Then add another 7. Why is it that women hit their peak to have children at like around 40 and stuff? Because mankind was made to be 120 years old. Yet still, average men, they have people living longer than 120 years. But 120 years is about what everyone's supposed to live at whenever everyone's being fully healthy and doing things. It takes 40 years for you to like come to find your partner. You know, like 25 years to become you. 7 years to know yourself. 7 years to know someone else and mate. Then it takes 40 years for your children to get to the same process. So in your 80s, when you'll start having your grandchildren, and then like to 120, however much your children go at it, and they have their babies because they let themselves go. Because 40-year-old virgins is a thing. Yeah, it takes a third of your lifetime to come to know yourself. Couldn't speak about the other thing, but I decided to give you something else. You can live for 120 years and keep on coming back, or you can learn to live forever. I ask this question all the time. What would you do in eternity? Inky, god of water, he's later known as Ea. It's EA Sports. Get in the game.